going, guys? Back in the today, I have my 2022 NBA All-Star team. So I have 12 players from the Western Conference, 12 players from the Eastern Conference, and the All-Star game is going to be held in Cleveland this year. So it's the Cleveland Cavaliers home court, and it's the game's going to be the All-Star weekend is about like in a month. So the game's going to be in a month about. And let me just start off by saying this is a really hard thing to do. And I know that a lot of people are gonna disagree with me. Some people might agree with me, but I'm just gonna go out there and I'm gonna put this out there. So I'm gonna say that there are so many more NBA players who are deserving of an NBA All-Star spot than there are spots. Like there's probably 70 plus players that could be an All-Star right now, but only 24 of them, quick maths, get to be able to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna show you my list, and we're gonna get going. We'll start off with the Eastern Conference. For the starters, we have 5. Point guard, I have Trae Young. Shooting guard, I have Zach LaVine. Small forward, I have Jason Tatum. Power forward, I have Kevin Durant. Center, I have Giannis Antetokounmpo. For the reserves, I have DeMar DeRozan, Jimmy Butler, LaMelo Ball, James Harden, Jarrett Allen, Joel Embiid, and Miles Bridges. And really thinking about it, I think I'm going to make one change. Instead of having Zach LaVine at starting, I'm going to have DeMar DeRozan. Just tell me I know how to spell, okay? And then I'm going to have Zach LaVine on the bench. Honestly, you could make a pretty good case that Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan deserve to be the front court for the starting. But I've been watching lately. If I would have made this video like a week ago, it definitely would have been Zach LaVine. But after watching recently, I have to give it to DeMar DeRozan. Okay, and then moving to the Western Conference, the starters, I have Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell, Andrew Wiggins. Yes, I have Andrew Wiggins, and I'll explain in a minute. In power forward, I have LeBron James. Center, I have Nikola Jokic. For the reserves, first one, I have John Morant. Then I have Luka Doncic. Then I have Devin Booker. Then I have Draymond Green. Then I have Chris Paul. Then I have Rudy Gobert. Then I have Karl Anthony Towns. So yeah, those are my rosters. And then for snubs, I have Fred VanVleet, Bradley Beal, Jaylen Brown, Brandon Ingram, Domantas Sabonis, Tyler Hero, Deandre Ayton, Anthony Davis, Bam Adebayo, and so many more players could have honestly made this list. Injured, I have Damian Lillard, Paul George, you didn't recall him. The first two, Paul George and Damian Lillard, definitely would have made it. Damian Lillard, not so much. Paul George, I had starting originally, but he's not going to be able to come back, so I had Andrew Wiggins. And because Andrew Wiggins, in my opinion, is having the best season of his career. And it's late, and he's averaging 22 points right now, so that's pretty good. CJ McCollum, he's injured. He's not going to come back. So is Damian Lillard, so he's not. Fred VanVleet, I really wanted to put on here because I'm short, and so is he. And I gotta go. I gotta stay with the short players, but I couldn't take him over any of these guys, and I'll explain for all of them. Bradley Beal not having his best year, so he's not on the list. Jaylen Brown been injured for part of the year, so yeah, not on here. Brandon Ingram, he's a big snub. It's tough not having him on here. Domantas Sabonis, also tough. Tyler Hero, still early in his career. He was really good in the beginning, not as good now. Deandre Ayton, he's been doing really good, not as good as some other players on here. Anthony Davis, not having as good as a season. He's been out for a while. Bam Adebayo, not played that much. But there's so many more players. If I didn't mention a player that should be on here, I'm really sorry, guys. There are just so many more players that deserve to be on it than I do have listed on here. Now we're using Trae Young. That's kind of an easy one. He's really probably the best point guard in the Eastern Conference. So I had him, and I also really like him. And I like his shoes, by the way. Shooting guard, I switched to DeMar DeRozan because he's just been carrying the Bulls. So was Zach LaVine, but he came in and was an instant impact, and he could be MVP this season. Small forward, I had Jason Tatum. He's been doing decent. He was injured, so you guys probably gonna say that's an inconsistency in my players. Like I had Jaylen Brown, who was injured, but now I have Jason Tatum's in here. But it is what it is. Then I have Kevin Durant. He's MVP conversation. Giannis Antetokounmpo MVP conversation. Zach LaVine, he has to make it on here. I could have put him as a starter, but I took DeMar DeRozan and Trae Young over him. Jimmy Butler. He's Jimmy Butler. He's a pretty good player. LaMelo Ball's one of my favorite players. I gotta put him on here. He's having a really good second-year season. He is kind of carrying the Hornets low-key. James Harden, not as good as a start, but he's coming back good, and he looks like his normal self. Jarrett Allen, well, it is the Cleveland Cavaliers. I had to give him one player. I wasn't going to give him Darius Garland, but there's too many guards on here, so I kept it Jarrett Allen. And I have Joel Embiid. He's the best player on the 76ers right now. Ben Simmons, where is he? I don't know. Miles Bridges, I have to give it to him too. He's averaging like 19, 20 points right now. He's been helping out the Hornets too. Moving on to the Western Conference, we have starters Steph Curry. It's Steph Curry. He broke the 3-point record this year. He's always a starter. Donovan Mitchell, he's my favorite player. I had to put him on here. He's been carrying the Jazz. Jazz are on a losing streak. If I would have made this video like a week ago, a lot of you watching this video right now probably would have more likely agreed with me. You could take John Morant over Donovan Mitchell. I would be fine. Just I'm a Jazz player, and I'm gonna be a bandwagon. No, not a bandwagon. I'm gonna be biased, and I'm gonna pick Donovan Mitchell. Small forward. Who else am I gonna put on here for a small forward? Maybe Draymond Green. Paul George, I can't put him on here because he's injured. So it's pretty tough here. I mean, I could have put Karl Anthony Towns and moved everyone down one, or I could put Rudy Gobert, but I would have looked really biased. So I'm with Andrew Wiggins, LeBron James, one of the best players of all time. Nikola Jokic, former MVP. John Morant having an insane season. He could be a starter. Luka Doncic, a really good player. A lot of people think he's going to win the MVP going into every season. He just falls off, though. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's a good player, just like he's not as good as everyone thinks he is, really. But he's still a really good player. Devin Booker, helping the Suns out with Chris Paul. Draymond Green, I feel like the Warriors deserve 2 players, even though I gave him 3 on here. The Warriors have come back insane. Chris Paul, Chris Paul and Devin Booker, the Phoenix Suns duo. I had to put him on here. Rudy Gobert, I'm a Jazz fan. I feel like Rudy Gobert is really disrespected. And he's won 3 Defensive Player of the Year, so I put him on here. Karl Anthony Towns, he's a good player. Probably the best player. Definitely is the best player on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Not for long, though. Anthony Edwards coming from that spot. But yeah, these are my lineups. Let me know if you agree with me. And thanks for watching. And yeah, bye.